Today I'm going to share one of the quick, easy, high-protein breakfasts that my husband and I enjoyed so much. It's called Turkish egg, in the Turkish language, Çılbır. Çılbır is basically poached egg topped on a creamy batter, thick garlicky yogurt drizzled with dried chili-infused butter. But in this recipe, I'm using extra virgin olive oil instead of butter. It is creamy with a perfect balance of sour, spicy, and garlicky. Topped with refreshing herbs that brings this dish to another level. Çılbır is best eaten with bread. This dish has three main components: the yogurt, the egg, and the sauce. I'm gonna start with yogurt, so we can leave the yogurt to develop the flavor with garlic, salt, and herbs while we prepare the rest of the components. I have Greek yogurt here. Greek yogurt is higher in protein and has less sugar compared to natural yogurt. It is also thicker, which is close to the classic Çılbır recipe. I'm gonna add salt to balance the sourness of the yogurt. I'm leaving pinch for our sauce later on. And now I'm gonna grate the garlic onto the yogurt. If you like garlic like me, you might probably think you can add more garlic. I agree that you could never have enough garlic in some food, but not for this dish. Trust me, too much garlic will make the yogurt too sharp and intense. I'm gonna roughly chop a bit of dills to put in our yogurt. I suggest using fresh herbs if you can find them, unless dried one is the only one left in your kitchen. A little bit of mint leaves. Roll all the leaves together and slice them thin. This will make the yogurt refreshing and aromatic. Give a little whisk to combine. And there it is. The first component is done. I'm gonna set this aside. Next, the poached egg. One of the tips to make a good poached egg is with a fresh egg. But how do you know if it's fresh? Here's a simple way to know. By a floating test. Get a deep bowl with water in it and put your egg into the water slowly. If it stays at the bottom, means your egg is fresh. If it floats, it belongs in the trash. So I'm gonna try with the rest of the eggs. And they're good to go. Here I'm gonna show you two ways how I do my poached eggs. The first one is a classic way. First, crack the egg into a small bowl. And then strain the watery white egg. This watery part will spread around your bowl if you let it in, and we don't want that. When it stops dripping, it's ready to be cooked. I'll gently transfer it back into the bowl while we prepare our hot water. Now I'm gonna heat water in a pan under medium heat. Make sure the water is enough to submerge the top of the egg yolk. When you see mixed tiny bubbles like this, swirl the water with a spoon, making a vortex in the middle, and slowly pour the egg in the middle of the pan. Reduce the heat to low and let it sit for 2 minutes and a half. This will make a soft and slightly runny egg. If you prefer a hard and fully cooked egg, feel free to let it sit for a few more seconds. Once cooked, I use this ladle with holes to scoop the eggs. Make sure no water dripping before you transfer it into a plate. Now, the second way to poach the egg easily is cook it in the ladle. This is very ideal for a first timer. First, I'm gonna heat the water in a small pan and let it simmer. You need a ladle that can hold the size of your egg. Lightly grease the ladle with oil. You want to let the oil touch the whole surface. Crack the egg in a small bowl and transfer it into the ladle. In low heat, slowly submerge the bottom part of ladle into the pot. Usually I will try to hold the ladle and let it create the white base for the egg to stick on the surface. It will take roughly 1 minute. When it turns white, I will slowly release it to the bottom and try to make the ladle stand. Keep it for 2 minutes and remove the ladle from the pot. Tilt to remove the water. Well, to remove the egg from the ladle, you need to assist a little bit using a spoon or rubber spatula. I'm using a rubber spatula with almost every food I make. It is just so flexible and convenient. Now, transfer it to a plate. You can see different methods show different results. The common poached egg gives thicker egg, while the second method looks flatter, like a sunny side. I personally prefer the first method. It looks neater. So go ahead and continue the rest of the egg with whichever way you like and set it aside. I'm gonna set the last component of our dish, the sauce. Now, this is not gonna take long. Heat the extra virgin olive oil in a saucepan over medium heat. I'm adding the remaining salt here. Bear in mind, the salt is not going to dissolve here, but it does make a difference with the texture and adding flavor to your sauce. When you see a little smoke coming out, reduce the fire to low and add the pepper in. If you don't like spicy, try to reduce the chili by 50%. Stir for about 5 seconds. You don't want to burn the chili, it will make it taste bitter. Turn off the heat, shake it in circular motion to dissolve it the oil and set it aside. That's it. Now we have all 3 parts of this dish ready. We're gonna put them together. I'm gonna scoop our yogurt on the serving dish. You can choose to scoop it all or only half of it. Now I'm gonna slightly press the middle parts of the yogurt with a spoon to create a cozy place for our eggs to sit. Now transfer the eggs. Make sure it's really dry before you bring them here. Now pour the sauce all over the eggs and the yogurt. I suggest using a spoon so you can control the amount better. Garnish with a bit more dills and you're good to go. If you like this recipe, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more recipes like this. Till next time!